We all love MVM, whether it's for its unique gameplay design or the rare chance of getting a valuable golden item at the end. If you somehow don't already know, Man vs Machine is an alternative campaign-like game mode for Team Fortress 2, where you and 5 other players fight against waves of giant robots to win prizes. The thing that makes this possible are the different upgrades you can buy with the money dropped by killed robots. They can include things like extra health, damage upgrades, shields, and so on. But if you ask me, it's not enough. That's why today I took it upon myself to create different ideas for new upgrades to MVM. Some of these are gonna be genuine interesting propositions that could be added to the game, while others are there just to be fun, regardless of how broken they would actually be in the game. So please keep that in mind as we go on, and if you have your own ideas for upgrades then feel free to write them down in the comments below. Let's begin. Up first we've got an all-class upgrade for any melee weapon called Wall Climb. This mechanic is actually taken straight from the Saxon Hail game mode that was introduced in the summer update of 2023. It allows the user to climb walls by hitting them with a melee weapon, which causes your character to get launched upwards. For the cost of 500 credits, I think this would be a perfect addition to the game, as it would help players navigate the map more easily. It would also serve as a tool to get players into advantageous positions, such as this spot that protects the sniper while still giving him a good view of the map. And seeing as we already have the code for it in the game, I don't see a problem with just simply porting it over and adding it to the game as an actual upgrade. The second upgrade I want to show is a bit of a silly one. The name is pretty self-explanatory. Explode on death causes you to, well, explode on death, dealing 500 damage to any enemies around you, with each additional upgrade adding another 500 damage. Although it sounds a bit useless at first, I could see it being a last resort tool to save the game by killing a giant robot that was about to capture the bomb. It also only costs 200 credits, so you won't be spending too much money on it. Plus, I think this is a cool idea that would definitely find its own explanation in the game's lore. Maybe it's one of Medic's failed experiment that got turned into a feature, who knows. Now getting to weapon specific upgrades, we've got the clip dump upgrade for both the Force of Nature and the Soda Popper. It has always bothered me that with these weapons you can't shoot both shots at once, which I can only assume is due to an SST system, as both weapons have only one trigger. But now for the cost of 500 credits, this upgrade lets you fire your entire clip at once, even if you upgrade your guns to have extra shells in the magazine. This means that your weapon would shoot all of its ammo at once in one big burst of damage, which, by the way, don't ask me how that works as I have no idea. So if you have ever wanted to shoot 8 shotgun shells at once, this upgrade is definitely for you. Number 4 is a really cool one. Enemy Knockback, an upgrade for both the Rocket Jumper and the Sticky Jumper that costs 200 credits. Weapons that are normally only used to practice rocket jumping due to dealing no damage can now knock back enemies, so you can either throw them into death pits or try to keep them away from the bomb. Additionally, if you manage to get one of them to hit a wall, they would take damage based off of their momentum and the level of the upgrade. Now, I'm not gonna lie, playing with this upgrade would probably get you kicked because it would be a nightmare for other players trying to actually shoot the robots, but I think it's still a really cool idea that you can have a lot of fun with. Next up at number 5 is another upgrade shared by both Soldier and Demoman. The Parachute Boost upgrade for the base jumper, costing 400 credits, would grant you a 25% fire rate boost while the parachute is deployed. It's a pretty straightforward upgrade that aims to compete with the Soldier's banners and the Demoman's pipe launchers. I think this would be a really cool way of challenging players by adding a need to be in the air while rewarding them with a faster rate of fire. Outside of that, there is not much to say besides the fact I think this would be a really fun upgrade to play with. Number 6 is called Uber Penetration for the Pyro's flamethrowers. I can't lie, I had a really hard time trying to think of an upgrade for Pyro just because he already had so many good upgrades for almost all of his weapons. In the end, I came up with an upgrade that allows him to airblast projectiles at Ubered enemies and still do damage. It deals 30% of the normal damage and gradually goes up to 90 as you upgrade it. The idea with this upgrade was to give Pyro something to do against Ubered enemies, and I think this is a decent attempt at doing so. Not much else to say. At number 7 is an upgrade for the Hulong heater called Force Field. With this upgrade, the ring of fire that's created while spawn up can actually push enemies away from you and prevent them from getting too close to your face. The strength of the push itself would be decided by the level of the upgrade, with each costing 200 credits. It ideally wouldn't be powerful enough to stop giant robots, but strong enough to keep hordes of scouts from surrounding you. Overall, I think this would be a fun concept to help heavy players control the battlefield at the cost of increased ammunition usage. The next two upgrades are actually both for the same weapon, that being the Sandwich. This one, as the name suggests, allows you to carry an additional sandwich or even 4 if you fully upgrade it. I mean, if you're gonna bring a sandwich to the battlefield, you might as well carry some extra ones to give to your team, you know? Or even better, with the sandwich overheal upgrade. For the cost of 200 credits, you can provide you and your team with a tasty snack that can temporarily give them extra health. I can see this upgrade being useful in missions where your team doesn't have a medic, but you could still use a bit of overheal. This upgrade provides you with a health boost between 50% and 150% when fully maxed out, keeping you well fed and healthy. Next up, we have an upgrade for the engineer, and I think there was a pretty obvious answer as to what upgrade he could get. The +1 sentry upgrade allows him to build an extra sentry gun for every 800 credits, and it can be upgraded an infinite amount of times. Finally, an upgrade that allows you to live out the dream of filling the whole battlefield with sentry guns. I mean, what could go wrong with this idea? Oh god, wait, I didn't think of that! Okay, next up we have an upgrade for the pistol that adds +30% accuracy. Now this may seem a bit odd at first, but my goal here is to be able to fully turn the pistol into a small minigun. And one of the major things that it is missing for now is, well, it's missing everything. It misses everything it shoots at. So an accuracy upgrade would be really nice. But you know what else would be nice for the pistol? Explosive bullets. That's right, with this upgrade for 750 credits, your bullets will explode upon impact, dealing 50% of the original damage. So now no one can escape the wrath of my pistol. Well, at least until they add a damage upgrade. At number 13, I wanted to give Medic something cool for an upgrade, but none of his weapons inspired me. So I got a better idea. The extra Medic upgrade summons a small medic bot that follows you around and helps you heal your teammates. This way, at the cost of 750 credits, you can get your own personal nurse assistant. The medic bot can't have any upgrades however, so I think this will be a surprisingly balanced idea. Next up we have the Huntsman with the multi-shot upgrade. The idea is really simple. Instead of shooting one arrow, you would shoot 3 at once. I think the trope of shooting 3 arrows at once from one bow is really cool regardless of how unrealistic it is, so I can only imagine it would fit right into TF2. As to how the arrows would behave in game, I was thinking they could follow the same trajectory, but have decreased accuracy, that way they would naturally end up flying in different directions. At number 15 for the Jarati, we have Explode on Impact. Taken straight from the gas passer, the Jarati would work as a mini grenade. If Pyro can do it, then why can't Sniper? And just to make it unique, I think it should also permanently cover anything that survives in the, quote, yellow water, if you know what I mean. And finally, at number 16, as the final upgrade for this video, I present to you the most broken idea so far, called Identity Theft. An upgrade for the Your Eternal reward that costs almost 1000 credits. Upon backstabbing an enemy robot, you become that robot for 5 seconds. During these 5 seconds, you inherit the enemy's weapons and abilities. This means that if you backstab a giant demoman robot, you can shoot his pipe launcher with full critical hits. Or if you backstab a giant scout, you gain his speed. There is no denying it, this is completely broken, but it will be so fun to use. That being said, this concludes all of the upgrades I wanted to show in this video. If you have your own weapon ideas, then feel free to write them down in the comments, and if this video does well, I might make a part 2 using your guys' suggestions. I also want to thank you all for the support on my last video, as well as the support I've received on my Twitch channel. If you want to see more stupid videos like this, then please like and subscribe as it helps me out a ton as a new content creator. Thank you once again, and I'll see you in the next video.